All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into 2026, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very concerning video, ladies and gentlemen, that this man put out here. Live event, what he told his member and other people watching, ladies and gentlemen, he had, at the time of this video, 133 people watching this. And, yeah, let's listen to what he had to say, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to it. Who it is we're talking about? It's unconventional wealth ideals, ladies and gentlemen. Todd, very, very dangerous person here, ladies and gentlemen. Very dangerous. But, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Total unrealized gain. He had lost over $200,000, 6.69%. He had lost that much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he got a 2.1 million account. He available for withdrawal is 609,774. That's all he could pull out. But listen to what he had to say here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Channel. But with ULTY falling to zero, let's say I had $200,000, $400,000 in ULTY, and it goes.
He's saying he wants ULTY to go to zero, ladies and gentlemen. When this fund go to zero, it will be delisted off the stock exchange. It'd be delisted before then, ladies and gentlemen, because when it go under $1, they would do a reverse split to get it back above 100 within 90 days, ladies and gentlemen. It already had one reverse split, and it's still going down, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it going down? Because their strategy is flawed. They are giving back your capital, ladies and gentlemen. They're not giving you dividends or distribution. They're giving you your money back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is very concerning. Let's watch this, ladies and gentlemen. What does man have to say? He shouldn't be on YouTube. Giving out this type of advice, ladies and gentlemen, here on YouTube.
Goes to zero on me. Well, then on a day's gain basis, we could only lose as a function of zero versus as a function of 400,000, but yet I'm still getting the same dividends, and the dividends will keep paying down.
Wait a minute. Your $400,000 investment in ULTY go down to zero. You will not get the same amount of dividends. When your principal goes down and this ETF goes down, you get less and less and less dividends. But he said it don't. Who's right? Is it Todd or is it my wisdom? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Todd might be right. He might be better at this because he got more money. But he's been probably in investing longer than I have. That should be true. But let's listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Down my margin debt precipitously. All right, so my margin debt keeps falling. My leverage goes away. ULTY doesn't hurt me, which is fine because it's not, a lot of it is Bitcoin. Some of it is Bitcoin now. They've changed it to more index plays. So I want ULTY to go to zero. All right.
Listen what this guy said. He want this go down to zero. Why would you want an ETF go down to zero, pay you less in distribution, dividends, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen, return your principal to you and go down to zero? I mean, you have zero money left, ladies and gentlemen. Zero money. Is there something wrong with me or is something wrong with him, ladies and gentlemen? Put it in a comment, please. I need to know what's going on here. This might be a new paradigm. Does UMax got the famous stuff here, ladies? Oh, hell no. UMax is trash, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in this, I was in UMax, ladies and gentlemen. No longer on that, ladies and gentlemen.
From X dividend day drops, not from the stock dropping on its own. A lot of people think ULTY's been falling on its own. Okay? It doesn't just fall on its own. Okay? It's falling because Bitcoin.
Technically, he's right and he's wrong. It does fall because of the distribution, weekly distribution. But if it don't regain what they pay you, if they gave you 67 cents on Friday, and by next Friday you only recover 10 cents of it, that means you lost 57 cents per share. Then they pay you out again for 40 cents. You only regain 5 cents of it, that means you lost 35 cents, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you're not regaining. And if the stock market, in the stuff they are doing cover calls on, go down, this stock will go down. This ETF will go down. It will not never recover. No, I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, beware of these people that pushing this and get paid by these fund managers to promote their product, such as UMax or Yieldcore. Dangerous people. Who's making the most money out of it? It's not you, it's UMax, ladies and gentlemen. Their fund manager making a ton of money off of you. Just say.
It's falling. It's not like it's some low level fund or whatever. ULTY is falling because it falls from the ex-dividend dates, just like an AT&T does, just like anything falls from an ex-dividend date.
Yes, he's right about everything does fall. You have a dividend stock or dividend ETF, but these dividend stocks have 90 days to recover their dividends. And they don't pay out a big amount of dividend. They might be paying you 20 cents per share, and they got 90 days to recover. It's easier to recover in 90 days than it is in 7 days, like ULTY pay you out weekly, ladies and gentlemen. And the bad thing about it, you, as a retail investor that got into this, asked for this weekly payout, ladies and gentlemen. They were doing it monthly, now they want it weekly. And I'm just saying, look at the questions here.
It falls too, but then it gives you back the money. So our 400,000 would be gone in our position size, but our net.
Let's get to work on a life you love.
Drops by 10,000 on a given week for me, but I get 10,000 back on a Saturday. Okay, so that's typically how it goes for ULTY. Okay, about 6,000 on a Saturday. So it drops 6,000, during the week for me. 6,000. Here's ULTY. All right, and when ULTY drops 6,000 for me, I simply see 6,000 come back into my account over the weekend.
Technically, okay, you lose 6,000, but he said he's getting back 6,000. That's $5,958.90. You're only getting back $41.10 short of that, ladies and gentlemen. Technically, they're giving your money back to you. You're down 6,000. Look, it's right there in black and white. They're just giving your money back, because if it don't recover and keep going down, it's a return of capital. Like they said, it's return of capital. They're giving your capital back to you. But they're using it to make money off of your own money, where you can make your own money and do your own cover calls and cash your care put. Like, if you learn how to do that compared to paying somebody to do it for you. These are lazy people, and he is trying to push the narrative that UMax is good. It's not, and I guarantee UMax be gone in 5 years. Like, that's my opinion. But let's get back to it.
And just like this. So if you had gains during the week, which Bitcoin was up to start the week a little bit, small caps were up. If you look at our performance, how are we up 1.5% or 1%? Christina's up 1.5%, beating me. How's that? Because she has about 60% leverage, and the Russell's up 1%, so she's up 1.6. I'm up 1.3 because the markets are flat generally, but I'm using index dividends with a little bit of ULTY and small caps and Bitcoin, and that those small caps are up 1%. So my position sizes, ULTY being 20% of my account, was up 1% for me this week, including the dividends that we get. So that's how I'm up 1%, because I'm matched more to the Russell and small caps right there. And I wish ULTY would fall to zero, honestly, not because the holdings within fell. Again, we don't want our holdings to fall. We want Bitcoin to generally rise. Who would want that? Please hear me loud and clear on that. But what I would want is ULTY to fall from ex-dividend dates alone. Okay, just it goes sideways, market sideways and flat, but ULTY falls from an ex-dividend date. Okay, the falls from ex-dividend dates are cosmetic. They're completely cosmetic. The chart shows a different chart, upward, left to right. Okay, look at this chart, upward, left to right for ULTY, upward, left to right for Cornerstone.
This is what dividends put back in, ladies and gentlemen. He is not showing the right chart. Go look at ULTY chart. This is a plot, ladies and gentlemen. This is a cue that they use. They are using your capital back in. They're saying it's growing. It's not. It's revolving, ladies and gentlemen. You want to see more ULTY videos, ladies and gentlemen? I will show you one next week where, since reverse split, it's probably been falling, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out for this guy, Todd, unconventional wealth. ideas. All he want to do is sell you his e-guide, ladies and gentlemen, and get you into his cult. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Watch out. Be careful who you listen to, especially people here on YouTube and me, ladies and gentlemen. What I say is my opinion, and all that is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you like this video. See you in the next one. Peace out.